we're looking at from the global picture. Let's talk about how all of this really impacts our own market and the trade setup for the day. We have Ekta, Mangalam and Surbhi all joining us now to take us through exactly that. Guys, a very good morning to all of you. Ekta, let me come to you first. We definitely had a strong Monday. How's it looking this morning?
Thanks for that. Well, yes, definitely the markets are in festive mood. The markets ended higher for the third straight day and the Nifty is at a 2-week high. FIIs, however, net sold around 549 odd crores. DIIs net bought around 595 odd crores. So the institutional activity was pretty much flat. But the global cues supported sentiment yesterday. Earnings, hopes on a festive demand being stronger, all of these factors did bode well for us. Now, in terms of the overnight cues, you mentioned that the US markets were strong. Nasdaq gained for the 7th straight day. Asia is mixed as of now. Oil is still hovering around $84, $85 per barrel. This is because Saudi Arabia and Russia are sticking to their supply cuts. GIFT Nifty indicating a lower start as of now. But what really matters is stock-specific action for us as well. So while the global cues, the US markets are supportive, we will have a lot of focus on stock-specific action, considering that we have a lot of numbers to react to, such as Nykaa, Gland Pharma, just to name a few, and Bajaj Finance with its QIP. Earnings today, Alchem, Apollo Tyres, Cummins India, IRCTC, Power Grid, just to name a few. And like you mentioned, there will be a lot of focus with regards to what the Fed speakers as well as the FOMC chairman has to say over the week.
All right, Ekta, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those cues. Like Ekta was pointing out, it could be a lot about the stock-specific action today. So Surbhi is here to take us through all of that action now. Surbhi.
Good morning. So the first one is Bajaj Finance. Now sources say that the company is going to launch the QIP to raise 8,800 crores and the indicated floor price is going to be 70 to 50, a 4.1% discount to yesterday's closing price. Some earnings reactions now. HPCL, the revenues were below our poll, came in at 95,701 crores. EBITDA and margins above our poll, margins at 8.6% versus a poll of 5.2%. Nykaa, the company saw a good revenue growth of 22%, margins at 5.4%. versus 5%. Honeywell Automation revenues up 39%, EBITDA up 8% and margins at 12.5% versus 16% same time last year. NHPC, it was a muted quarter, revenue down 12%, EBITDA down nearly 20% and margins at 60% versus 66%. RR Cabel, the revenues were up 18%, EBITDA was up 88%, margins came in at 7.5% versus 4.7%. And lastly, Radico Khaitan, again a strong set of numbers, revenue up nearly 22%, gross profit margins at 44% and EBITDA up nearly 35%.
Okay, Surbhi, thanks a lot for taking us through that entire list of stocks. By the way, Honasa Consumer Mamaearth list today, so that'll be important to track and, huge interest over there as well. But Mangalam is here with us now to take us through cues from the futures and options space. Mangalam, how's it looking?
Well, it was a good day of trade yesterday. No two ways about that. The Nifty did well. The Nifty Bank in the second half of trade pulled back, and as a result of which the market moved higher. In fact, if you just take a look at, the way the Nifty moved for the most part of the day, and then the HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank was an underperformer, but in the second half of trade, HDFC Bank came higher as well, and that resulted in the Nifty moving above that 19,411 mark. But right now, as we speak, the Nifty is absolutely at the 20-day moving average of 19,411.7. So, as close as it gets to that itself. And the SGX Nifty, or rather the GIFT Nifty, is indicating a cut of almost 20 points at the open. My sense is that this dip is likely to be bought, mainly because there is a big short covering boost that we're seeing in our markets. The FIIs, they bought around 1,258 crores in index futures, covered around 11,500 shorts and added 4,000 longs as well. So a net addition of almost 15,000 longs out there. And if you just take a look at the way the FII shorts have been dwindling or reducing, from 85% just a few trading sessions ago, it's now come down to around 80%. And the net short contracts, which were at 1.75 lakh just a couple of trading sessions ago, is now down to 1.47 lakh as well. But that's not to say that longs have reigned supreme. 80% of the positions are still on the short side. So any further up move will lead to a serious short covering rally also towards the end of this week. FIs wrote more puts than calls, telling you that there is strong support at lower levels. And there was some short covering in calls as well. 19,200, 19,250 and 19,300 calls. All of them shed nearly 63 lakh shares in open interest in yesterday's trading session. We've seen some writing at the 19,450 call telling you that there could be some bit of congestion at 19,500. That is something we'll be watching out for. But at the lower level, 19,350 will be strong support because 19,400 puts have seen a fair amount of writing as well. Also, it's a Tuesday. That means it is Fin Nifty weekly options expiry. And to that, the 19,600 call on the Fin Nifty is extremely active. At the lower level, support around 19,400.
Okay, Mangalam, thanks a lot for laying out all of those cues for us. That is important to track for this market action and the setup today. But with that,